Today I'm going to show you my workshop and kind of go over how I built it. This is my workshop. It is 26 by 72 and I custom built the barn doors on the front. I did all the pulley system, all the metal work, all the brackets. I think it's either a quarter or half inch flat bar piece of steel that I ran on there. I think the doors turned out pretty good. As you walk down the side here, I think it's 24 by 26 inside that's I have enclosed, and then the rest of the building is all open. Interesting story about the poles I have for this building. As I was building up here at my farm, the electric company came in, was putting new telephone poles or electric poles in for the electric for my house. And I said, what do y'all do with all the old poles? Because they had to take down a few old poles. And they said, how many do you want? So I said, enough to build my workshop with. So I went to the electric company office and they loaded me up with several poles. I think it was maybe 20 poles as I got. And I kind of picked for them. Some of them were bad, some of them were good, but they were free. After we had the poles installed, which I installed them, we dug holes with my backhoe and put some concrete around each one of them. I installed this 2x12 double plate all the way around it. I've used pressure treated wood on it in case it got wet. And then I bought trusses from the local lumber supply company. And we ran prefab trusses on everything. Because I want to clear span it all the way across to the other side with no poles in the middle. So you almost have to use trusses on it. We ran all the trusses at 4-foot centers. I believe we could have went further apart. I believe it was calling for maybe 6 to 8 feet, but I wanted to make it a little more sturdy, so we just went 4-foot centers. And I put hurricane clips on them to keep the roof on in case the wind got up underneath it. And then the decking on it, or the cross members for the roof, were 2x4 pressure treated. And we went with, I think, 2-foot centers on those for the steel for the roof. And then we put the steel on the roof. And we did this all ourselves, me and a couple friends. So basically, we got the steel and the trusses all from the same company, a local lumber supply company. And then on the enclosed area on the workshop, I used all rough sawn oak from a local sawmill. we used a rough sawn oak on for the siding on the workshop, and I never put any kind of sealer on it. I just wanted it to age naturally, and it's done a pretty good job. Usually you'll just have sections where you'll have it turning gray, and then it'll be the wood will look nice in some areas and then gray, and this actually aged really well. It all aged kind of together, and it's all oak, so it's going to hold up to the weather really well. And I kept the boards off the ground, as you can see. Maybe got a little bit of weathering on the bottom, but as long as you keep that wood off the ground, you're usually pretty good about rot. And I'm going to walk over here and show you my door. There's another door I built in between the outside and inside area. And that's another sliding door, barn door. And it slides. It rolls pretty good. Let me close this for you. That's built from some reclaimed wood I had off of I think that came off a barn actually, and crown mold that's around the edges came off a historical house, probably 200 years old, and the wood for the door and framing's probably also 200 years old. Okay, this is the inside of the shop. It's kind of a mess right now. We're trying to organize a few things. I built this shop probably 5 years ago and still not finished with it. We lack the electrical work and some other things on it. But it's good for right now. We did the walls. We went with just stud walls. I think I used pressure treated on the stud walls too. I was just worried about water getting back behind the siding, and we used Typar Tyvek on the. I think it's Tyvek on the between the siding and the cross members, the horizontal. Cross members on it. I think I went 2-foot centers on those and nailed the siding onto that and built the workbenches. Got a rolling workbench here, which is really handy. I can move it around wherever I need it. And stationary workbenches. I made them so you could pull them out and still move those workbenches without attaching them to the walls, because I still have to do the electrical work. Probably have to get back by the walls and maybe insulate this one day. We're in Tennessee, so the weather does not get super bad here. It gets kind of hot in the summer and a little cool in the winter. Not too bad though. As you can tell, I like working outside. So most of my workshop is outside, which is nice. I like being outside and the wind blowing, and so most of the things I do are out here. You can tell all my wood, reclaimed wood, and things I've collected off all my job sites over the years. Probably have a collection of probably 10 years of different woods and from different job sites and everything. Let me walk over here and I'll kind of show you some of the stuff. Have bins with everything. Doors, I've had some old doors right here. And a lot of different I got siding off of houses and some of the longer pieces up top. And then I have a lot of my shorter pieces I build artwork with here. And some poplar I still have left over here off of some jobs. And this is my little bin with all my other thin wood. This is some of the bigger lumber I have here. Some of it just I-joist and some other things I have left over from a job. I'm going to build some shelves out of some of that stuff. And some wood that I've ripped down off of jobs that I tried, instead of burning it or throwing it away, which it's hard to throw away lumber right now or ever. I'm kind of a lumber collector. And I'm going to walk you back here and I'll show you that I'm a lumber collector, because most people throw away all their scrap. And I have a whole area here where I actually save it. It's hard to throw away 200-year-old pieces of wood that has survived, you know, probably through the Civil War and beyond, and way before the Civil War, actually. Probably goes back to the first part when this country was founded, and it's just hard for me to either throw it away or burn it. So this is where it ends up. I'm going to take you out here and show you some of the different wood and some metal that we have collected off of houses, barns, you name it. These are some old beams that I had, and wood off of some log houses, and just old scrap and stuff I haven't processed yet and moved to the workshop. So there you can see down through there, and I actually have a tractor trailer, and I've got a lot of stuff in it also. It's actually cleaned up around here a little bit better than it was. We had a lot more than this at one time, several tractor trailer loads, and have basically processed it and moved it into the workshop. That was just a little quick tour of my workshop. Hope you enjoyed it. I just want to thank everybody out there for putting up with my craziness about wood. I know people think I'm crazy, but that's the way it goes sometimes.